Welcome back to the third episode of Tiger Sports Nation. I'm Lexi Maynor.
And I'm Taylor Richardson. We've had plenty of action this week with winter sports coming to a close and spring sports starting up, so let's get right into the action.
The DePauw men's and women's swimming and diving teams competed in the NCAC championships this past weekend. The men's swimming and diving team got fourth place with 1,022 points. The Tigers' best performance was a fourth-place finish in the 400-yard freestyle relay, swam by Bill Hilfinger, Will Surf, Ian Longan, and Jake Fretch. Longan also had DePauw's best individual race, finishing 7th in the 200 butterfly, followed by Hilfinger, who finished 8th. Kenyon won the meet with 1913 points. Denison finished 2nd with 1765 points. Wabash took 3rd with 1264.
Congrats to the boys. The women's swimming and diving team also finished 4th in the conference championship with 1,086 points. The Big Red of Denison took first place with 2,044 points. Kenyon right behind them with second place with 1,787 points. Allegheny finished 3rd with 1,138. DePauw's best race came in the 400-yard freestyle relay swam by Allison Ludd, Rachel Graves, Ashley DePore, and Sammy Waffles, who placed 4th.
Allie Talon led DePauw in the best individual race with a 5th place finish, and Emily Thompson in 8th in the 200 butterfly. Molly Ruggles claimed 8th in the 100 individual medley, and Sammy Waples finished 9th in the 100 free. The last Tiger to crack the top 10 was Maddie Dixon, who 10th in the 200 breaststrokes. Congrats to both the men's and women's swimming and diving teams on great seasons, and we can't wait to see you back in the pool.
Yes, we can. And DePauw women's softball kicked off their season with a 4-game sweep this past weekend in Jacksonville, Alabama. On the first day, the number 24 ranked Tigers started their season with a 7-2 victory over number 15 ranked Birmingham Southern in 9 innings. After both teams exchanged runs in the second inning, the game stayed at 1-1 and went to extra innings. In the 8th, DePauw's Alyssa Novak sacrifice fly brought in Caitlin Linder home to make it 2-1.
But Birmingham Southern answered right back with a single from San Hilaire that led Mallory Muss to tie the score at 2-2 to force a 9th inning. DePauw pulled away with a scoring flurry in the top of the 9th, bringing in 5 runs, and DePauw won the game 7-2. The Tigs then dominated their second game of the day with a 9-1 victory over Covenant in 6 innings. Paige Price had 3 of DePauw's 13 hits, and Riley Magoon struck out 4 batters in 5 innings and picked up the win.
Great job to them.
Yes.
The next day, DePauw topped Emory and Henry in a 3-2 thriller in their first game of the day. The Tigers started the game strong with 2 runs in the first as Becca St. Germain singled home. Kate Geary and Grace Smith drove, and Abby Pyburn with a single. But the Wasps fought back and scored 1 in the 4th off a DePauw error, and then home run in the 5th by Lena Toller to tie the game at 2.
But DePauw showed their clutch gene, and as Kate Geary doubled with 2 outs left, and Jade Mejowick singled her home to win the game for the Tigers 3-2. DePauw wrapped up their weekend with a 2-1 win over Mount St. Joseph. With the game tied at 1 at the top of the 6th, DePauw's Alyssa Norwalk scored the winning run off a base hit from Jordan Farah to finish the weekend of 4-0. The softball team heads to Tucson, Arizona this weekend for the 2020 NFCA Leadoff Classic. Great job, softball ladies. Way to start off with a great start.
Great job to them. The men's lacrosse team opened their season with a 10-5 loss against Rhodes on Saturday. After a back-and-forth first half, DePauw trailed Rhodes 5-4 at halftime. Rhodes would then pull away with 5 straight goals in the second half, and they won the game 10-5. Patrick Durian led the Tigers with 3 goals, and Will Roberts and Tyler McCoy each scored 1. Will Roberts led DePauw in assists with 2, and Patrick Lawton racked up 10 saves for the Tigers. The lacrosse team is at Carthage this coming Saturday.
And the women's basketball clinched their 4th straight NCAC outright title with a 77-56 win over Ohio Wesleyan on Saturday. The Tigers led at halftime with a 35-27 lead, but the Battling Bishops roared back in the third quarter, outscoring DePauw 23-14 to take a 50-49 lead heading into the final quarter. The Tigers responded and took a 61-52 lead after a Claire Keefe layup.
After an OWU bucket, DePauw went on a 14-0 run to put the game away, and DePauw remained undefeated in conference play and moved to 22-1 overall. Sydney Kopp and Claire Keefe both scored 23 points, and Haley Cange added 10 points. Kopp led the team with 9 rebounds and 5 steals, and Grace Kinsley racked up 5 assists.
The men's basketball team celebrated its senior day with a dominant 90-52 win over Ohio Wesleyan.
Wow.
Nick Felke filled up the stat sheet for DePauw with a 21-point, 7 rebound, and 6 assist game. And the Tigers as a team shot 58% for the game. Nolan Ginther poured in 17 points and shot 7 for 10 from the floor, and seniors Matt Malke had 8 points and senior Luke Steinhardt had 2. The Tigers are back in action this Wednesday when they play at Denison at 6 p.m.
The men's tennis team collected 2 wins this weekend with a 7-2 win over John Carroll and a 5-4 win over Worcester. On Saturday, the Tigers outmatched John Carroll in the singles matches, winning 5 out of 6 matchups. DePauw players who picked up victories were Wyatt Metzger, Bryce McClanahan, Noah Roberts, Thomas Partridge, and Will Sultan. The Tigers also won 2 out of 3 doubles matchups, with Metzger and McClanahan winning number 1 doubles and Sultan and Billy Lewisell winning number 3 doubles.
And then on Sunday, DePauw's sweep in doubles competition propelled them to a 5-4 win over Worcester. Wyatt Metzger and Bryce McClanahan won in number 1 doubles, Noah Roberts and Thomas Roberts won in number 2 doubles, and Will Sultan and Billy Lewisell were victorious in number 3 doubles. Wyatt Metzger and Noah Roberts also won in their singles matches to give DePauw the victory and give the Tigers a 2-3 record. The men's team will have their next match against Earlham on March 3rd.
And lastly, the women's tennis team routed John Carroll 9-0 to pick up their first win of the season. In singles competition, the Tigers who picked up wins were Amanda Showalter, Meredith Breda, Erin Fredrich, Emma Love, Grace Hay, and Kylie Shaw. In doubles competition, Meredith Breda and Emma Love won number 1 doubles, and Amanda Showalter and Erin Fredrich won number 2 doubles. And last but not least, Kylie Shaw and Sophie Diabais capped off the Tiger sweep, and the women's tennis team improved to 1-2, and they have their next matchup at home against Ohio Wesleyan.
Good job, ladies. And that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Tiger Sports Nation. Be sure to follow us on social media. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you all again next week. I'm Lexi Maynor.
And I'm Taylor Richardson. And as always,
Roll Tigs.
Nice. Good stuff. Gosh, that's enough names, though, for one day.